I think. Let's see if my first thing will show up. Yep. So eyes without lashes are like cake without frosting. So, lashes have become a huge business, like $1 million, multi-million dollar business. And I did lashes 40 years ago. They had so many improvements in the last decade, even that finally it's become easier to teach people because it's still hard to teach and to make beautiful lashes, and people don't understand that it's much harder than what they think, but now it's possible if you have patience. So people have become addicted to lashes, and it's just a beautiful business because then you make women feel good and look good. Their eyes stand out even when you um, don't wear makeup, right? I mean, you just look great. So, huge business. Now we can do it a whole lot easier. So here's a little inspiration for you. Don't let the fear of the time it will take to accomplish something stand in the way of your doing it. So you have to be determined that you can do this and you will do it. If you're a control freak or somebody who really freaks out when they don't do everything perfect, you might have to just take a deep breath and calm yourself, because it is going to take you a lot longer and a lot of work, maybe compared to what you're used to, just doing everything instantly perfect, right? So us control freaks that are perfectionists might find it a little frustrating. And then your eyebrows are the picture frame to your face. Brows have become a big business too, and doing lash lifts and brow lamination, helping people to have perfect brows when they wake up looks fabulous. So with henna or tinting or shaping them, it's a big business if you can create a beautiful frame to their face. It makes their eyes stand out. And then, of course, the eyes are the windows to the soul. And then your eyelashes now are like curtains to your eyes. So it's a great finishing touch. So here's some of our my graduates. Um, uh, like I'd say 98.9% have really successful businesses. So let me just flash through a few of them. I mean, not a lot of them put like Costume Beauty Institute, of course, because they're putting all their advertisements. But this is one of the first girls I've trained in the last, let's see, 5 years since we've been in our new school location. So she travels back and forth to Mississauga. Her name's Amelia, and she does a really great business in lashing. And then Brittany works in a local salon here called Lashmere Loft. This is her over here, and that's a really beautiful salon. And so they hired her after she finished right away. And Crystal opened up her own place, which is a cute, like a loft of an old house here in Windsor. And it's all purple and diamonds and white and wood. And it looks really gorgeous. And she does really beautiful lashes. And she's kind of like stopped doing her PSW work just because she does lashes. So Kenzie buys all of my products like faithfully every week. She comes and buys 3 or 4 trays. When you buy 3 trays, you get the fourth one free. So she stocks up every week, and she's going through to university for a child psychologist or psychiatrist, something like that. And so, she's making like $500 a night when she's doing lashes, and she's very quick. So she's really perfected. She has got trained last summer, so just not even a year yet. Linda's got a spa and massage therapy, and she's taken waxing and lifting and lashes here. So she's out in Bell River. And then Ella's taken everything, my full skincare specialist with aesthetics and makeup and body treatments and lifts. She's working in a salon on Howard Avenue. This girl's got a lashing place and a waxing. I can't remember her name. And all of her advertisements is like, oh, I don't remember her name. So I've trained so many people. Mackenzie, she's out in Dresden. She's taken everything, all my full aesthetic program and lashing and nails. And she does beautiful eyelashes. You can see here the volume. And she's just graduated last year. So nail tech, Heather works at Body New Waves, I think it is. Yep. So she's doing just nails. And then Marsha's up in New Liskeard, and she really did well with her lashing online. I had never met her until last summer, and finally she came down, but she'd already been lashing like a year and a half, and she has 120 clients a month. So if you figure out that she only charges $50 each person, like for their fills, she's making like $6,000, like thousands of dollars a month. And then she took aesthetics too. And then she came down just to meet and do waxing in person. Nadine's got a boutique out in Amherstburg, really cute, and she does really great volume. She really had to work at it. I think she trained like 3 years ago, and has taken waxing too and lifts, but she's really stuck with it and has done beautiful lashes. Okay, and then we've got, let's see, is there more? Melina, yeah, she just took last year in the fall, and she's doing beautiful lashes in her home, set up a nice, separate area in the basement. And then Saba took 5 years ago, brows, lifts, makeup artistry. She's a nurse, and she specializes in doing brows. So you can see she does beautiful makeup too. That's her there. And Rola, her place is called the Babe Cave. It's really cute. So she does facials now. She took from me and lash lifts and brows. Yeah. So you can see, these girls have really done well by being new in the business, and yet they have stuck with it. And I mean, where else can you give yourself an instant raise and make $100 or $200 extra in a day, or $500 a week, or $500 a night? So you want to set your goals, and this is all in your manual now. Um, but this is your income potential calculator. So just with 2 customers a week, if we look at a small goal here, let me just move this bar out of the way. 2 customers a week, and if you charge $110 for a full set, it might be a little high, just depending on your area, but I wouldn't go too cheap. Once you get your timing down, maybe run specials for limited amount of people, new people, and we'll talk more about that. It's in your marketing, but that would give you $220 a week, an extra $880 a month, or $10,560 a year. And then if you do those people with fills, then that's going to build you bring you in an extra $6,200. So a total revenue for the year with just having 2 people and just building slowly but consistently an extra almost $17,000. Okay, so you need to set a goal. You need to set a time slot when you're going to take appointments. Don't just let people ruin your life and just try to run in and out and mess you up with your family schedule, but set the days and the time slots and how many people you can take, and then say, I have an opening at 3 p.m. tomorrow or Friday. So who'd like to fill it? Who'd like to have this done? Of course, once you can start to offer services again. Okay, so but make a goal and start to talk to people that are potentials, and then give referral bonuses too. Never give away your whole service, but you should, give little bonuses, little perks. You could give them little items. You can buy extra lash wash for shampoo, so they have a nice eye makeup remover that's all organic. My brand is all organic. So there's little bonuses that you can do. And then here's how long should I be taking. So here's a whole chart on the different types of looks. So and how many lashes per eye. LPE stands for lashes per eye. Okay, so if you call yourself like a master nail lash technician, or a lash expert is once you get faster. Okay, so $60 for 60 lashes, so that's 30 lashes per eye is probably what you're going to do these next week or so. Will be a very thin light look. So it'll look fine if they have thick dark lashes, but if they have fair sparse lashes, you're not going to hardly see them, and it's going to look spindly. So that doesn't, that you can't really charge for sets like that. But this just gives you an average idea. That should only take you 45 minutes, probably going to take you longer for that, like this first day or two that you practice. But once you get good, you can do them in like 30 minutes. So you're doing like a lash per minute. All right, shouldn't take you more than a minute to put on a lash. So then, or less even. And then the next look is a thin natural look. Will have 100 $100 you can charge for 80 lashes total, or 40 lashes per eye. Okay, and then let's go jump down to a natural mascara look. You need 60 lashes per eye, or a total of 120 lashes. Okay, so that will take you, when you get started, just an hour and 45 minutes. Once you perfect your timing, your technique, just an hour. Then what our goal is to do at least 80 lashes per eye. Okay, we'll give you that movie star look, a full, thick, classic, filled in solid. Okay, and then that probably will take you over 2 hours, but your goal is an hour and 30 minutes, or an hour. Okay, dramatic look is 90 lashes per eye and 100 lashes per eye. You'll see some of my pictures in there in the manual are like 120 and 156. Okay, and then that's what you need to do with the classics, because they will attach one on one, so they're going to have perfect adhesion, and they're going to stay on really well. If you do volume and you haven't perfected your adhesion grafting techniques, like one lash on one of their lashes, if you try to put too many on one lash and they're not attached without clumping, then they're going to pull off, they're going to rip their own lashes, or they're not going to be solidly attached. Okay, so that's the trick, and that's why we spend time on classic, even though everybody wants volume nowadays. I changed my program so that I teach volume with it, because you need to learn everything. Nobody's going to pay you the big bucks for just classic. I mean, unless they're, middle-aged women or young girls that just want a natural look. Okay, so let's just look at the difference in what kind of lashes that there are. Hopefully you understand this, and if you have any questions, just let me know. You can stop me. So we have 1D and 3D examples here. So 1D means you're grafting one single eyelash extension and thick enough that it's going to show. So we use a 0.15 usually thickness, or 0.20 onto one of their lashes. So you can see here in this close-up, it's one on one. That's 1D, which is classic. 3D is where you're picking up 3 lashes at a time of the artificial lashes. The silk ones is what I use, and you're placing it onto their one lash. And so you have to isolate and separate away and keep them separated so that they don't glue together or clump. That's the trick in doing good lashes and doing them so that they last, is that you don't clump and that the neighboring lashes do not stick together. So you continuously, after 3 to 4 minutes, when you put on that first set, that first fan of 3D lashes, you have to go back and separate and brush and separate and brush and make sure that nothing gets glued together. So that's why we're going to focus on just doing that, and then all the other things come together after. So it's developing your hand techniques with both hands, holding both tweezers, and to do those different things, applying and isolating. Isolating is what's hard. That's why you need to see really good. Okay, so here we have different eyelash types. We have a list here that's going to pop up. Let's see. Maybe, yep. Okay, so classic, again, just to recap, are single one-to-one grafted onto the natural lash. Their weight or diameter is usually 0.15 millimeters, or 0.20 or 0.25. It's like way too thick. Maybe African American curly lashes might you use 0.20 or 0.25, but they're going to be very heavy look. The problem with too heavy and too thick is that they might fall over, because your natural lash isn't strong enough. Okay, let's chat. Got a question. Let's see here. You can't see this screen?
No, can you hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
I can now.
Okay,
so you can't see, let's see here. Can you see the next screen here?
No.
Okay, let's see.
Hang on, let me go to view options.
Let me do it. Hold on, I'll change it here. Let's see. How's that now? Were you able to see the charts?
Earlier, and now I don't see anything.
Let me stop share and I'll open it back up again. How about you, Steph?
Yeah, I can see everything.
Yeah, okay. So maybe you just need to pin open my main video. So I'm going to click on this one instead of the original PowerPoint because it's open here.
Yep, there we go. Now I can see it.
Okay, yeah, thanks for messaging. All right, so then the next type. So the classics you have in your kit. Remember on the video, I kind of put them all on the left side of your training kit and they say 0.15. I don't really like to sell or carry 0.20 because they look heavy and they will fall on people's lashes. So 0.15 is heavy enough that it shows. You can do them lighter weight, but why do them lighter weight when you're going to do volume, right? So it's the 0.15 for classics that we use. And then you've got the DC curl and the D curl. You've got little letters, and then you have the last number is is either a mixed tray or else it's all one length. So it says 12 mm or 13 mm or mixed length tray. So then when we do 3D, 5D, or 7D, these are pre-made. You have some of those in your tray, and they look like this. Oh, let me see. I'm not even sure if this camera is on. Join. Yeah, that camera might have went off. So they look like the pre-made fans. You know which ones?
Yep.
Okay, there we go. Then let's see if I have my camera on. I can't tell. I think my camera is not on. There we go. All right. Yeah, there we go. So our pre-made fans, let me just turn down the volume. That went kind of louder. Are these ones. And the pre-made ones, it's just too loud. Hold on. Oh, I don't have volume on here. Or kind of like cheating, right? You're going to pick them up, and these are not glued together. Hold on. I'm just going to stop this share so I can see my volume because I am too loud. Does it sound too loud to girls?
It's like a little echoey.
Yeah, it's too loud. Somehow there it made me exit. I have to close this. Okay. Testing. How's that sound now?
Better.
Still echo? All right. Okay. So the lash types. But let me just show you. You might have to pin me. All right. They just updated their Zoom. So you never could do this before. Okay. There we go. Now we have it. All right. There. So these are your pre-made, and they'll usually say whether they're 5D or 3D or 7D I carry. So these are great because you can do volume and pick them up. They're not glued together. So you have to know what you're doing. They're not like heavy cluster lashes, which cluster lashes are kind of like what makeup artists use, and they're like cheating. They're like an instant heavy look, but you can't fill those kind of lashes. You can fill these because they only go on each one lash. So 5 lashes are applied to one single lash. So you can see the difference, and these are flares or clusters, which are considered non-professional. They're not really like what lash stylists do, and they're heavy, they're knotted, and they stick to several of the lashes. Okay, there's no way you can put one of those thick clusters onto each one of their lashes and be able to fill them again. So only these, because see how nice and fine they are. So 3D is very popular, and 5D. I've got some 7D now for the girls that are really good at doing lashes and they want to fill in a set of lashes really quick. You can do a whole volume set like in 40 minutes, half an hour when you use those. So but you can't let them stick or get glued together. Okay, so that's the problem with going ahead until you really have mastered your techniques. Okay, so then let me go back to the PowerPoint. Okay, and let me just, so we've got classic, one-on-one. Trick is don't let them clump together. We don't use much glue. I have perfected the formula that I have made up for me, and it lasts you 7 to 8 weeks on a lash if you apply it properly, like adhesion, and it doesn't come off. And it's good in any type of humidity, and it's quick setting, like 1 second. You have 2 types of glue. So in your kit, you have a classic, which is a 3-second glue. And then there's also a 3 to 4 second totally odorless. You don't have that one in your kit, but if you want to get it, it's good to have if anybody has eye allergies, or they say that they're very sensitive, or that they water their eyes a lot, or that you find that you want to do your own lashes and have your eyes open a little bit. The fumes, there's no fumes. Okay, so the 1 second is for volume, but once you get good and fast on your technique, you can use it for classic. So that's why I give you 10 mils of the volume and then 5 mils of the classic now. Because you don't end up wanting to use that. It takes too long. You have to hold the lash, right? So then we have the 3D and the 5D or 7D, which are pre-made. And they are a lighter weight. If you noticed, they were only 0.07 weight. So that's my favorite weight, is the 0.07, because they show up. You can do 0.05 or 0.03, but they're almost invisible. They're really hard to see for you to put on when you're beginners. And 0.07 is light enough, because if you notice in your textbook, the chapter that talks about volume, it's still in the classic section. It shows you that 3.07 doesn't weigh as much as a 0.20. Okay, because the diameter is not all grouped together. It's attaching to the lash in a different way than one lash attaches. Okay, so 3 lashes doesn't weigh 3 times 0.07, 0.20. No, it weighs about 0.18 on the lash. So it's light enough weight, 0.07, and it fills up fast. Okay. So then you've got your mega. So then those are in my pink trays too. I'm going to change them to purple just so nobody's confused, you know, in my stock. But they say 0.07. Let's see where mine are. Yeah, 0.07. And they're very black, dark matte, and there's a lot of them in your tray. There is 600 lashes in one single row. So you have a lot of lashes because they're only 0.07 and they're all together. And these are what we're going to teach you to perfect. Once you do your last, like classic, then we're going to practice and work on, and I'll post up a new video on that too that you can watch in the volume section of your course where you can practice making your own fans because it's much more economical because you have 8,640 lashes in this whole tray. So even if you did like 200 to 300 lashes per eye, that's going to last you like 50 to 80 people. Whereas if you're buying the pre-made fans, there's only like 20 on each row times 12. So you'd use a whole tray on each person or a tray and a half or 2 trays. Okay, so big difference, but big difference in skill, right? You're not, so it's going to take you time to make your own fans compared to just picking them up. And sometimes, you know, you just might be lazy or tired or in a rush and you just want to do pre-mades, you know? So that's often what I do if I do some of my friends. But then every once in a while I'll say, "Oh, I have energy today. I'm going to make my fans myself and do mega." And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. So you're going to use your tweezers to hand make the volume lashes, and that's what we use these little pink um, circle silicones to practice laying down our fans, but these have all crushed. So anyways, we'll wash that off just with water and then it'll be sticky and clean again. And that's where you'll practice making your fans and then standing them up. Okay, so that's mega Russian volume, you know, where you're doing 300 lashes per eye. You know, if they have, every person has about 80 to 120 lashes. So if you lash every single one of their lashes with 3 lashes minimum, 3 times 100, you're putting 300 lashes on each of their eyes. Gonna look big difference. And then there's what's called ellipse or eclipse or hybrid. Oh yeah, hybrid. Hybrid is when you mix types of lashes. So what we would do is do classic, like you can see how I started on this girl. I had a set of lashes and I have classics just spread out. Then what I can do is put volume fans or pre-made fans in between. So it kind of looks like classic, but it holds like classic, but it looks thicker like volume, but not solid. So that's what hybrid means. It's kind of like cheating and getting the longevity of a classic lash, but with the fullness of the volume, but not so much time. So that's hybrid when you're mixing volume with classic. And then I know that this is the Eclipse. It's flattened eyelash extensions. Some companies are selling them now just to get rid of them because it's kind of like a stupid thing. They're like smashed down in the machine, so they're made flatter. So a 0.15 is just kind of wider and thinner. So I don't personally like them. And I use silk, all organic lashes. I don't use faux mink. Faux mink is plastic or synthetic PBS materials. So my lashes are all silk. So if you were here in person, you could touch my lashes. And let me just show you maybe this one tray. Can you see? Yeah, in this. And these are the lashes I trained with for like about 10 years, not knowing the difference. So you can see how they don't move compared to, look at, these are my new lashes. I was just like, oh my goodness, these are like soft. They're silky. They are made of silk and organic. So most companies won't even give you those, but I have them specially made. Look at that. So, you know, for like 20 years, I would spend about $20,000 a year selling plastic lashes, but these are kind of magnetic and they statitize to your lashes and they just stick really good. If ever my company sends me something cheap sometimes, like, I don't know, like they try to rip me off sometimes and I say, don't you do that or else I'll totally change my manufacturer. My clients will know. Mackenzie will call me up and go, you know, they gave you the wrong lashes. They're the plastic ones. They're not your organic silk. So, you really have to know, and you have to have consistency. That's why I like to sell to my students, and I stand behind all my lashes and sell them without tax, and it's a win-win. It's helping to support other women. We do support a lot of women that have been rescued out of human trafficking and vulnerable girls through the tuitions and through our product sales. So buy your lashes from me, please, because you'll be happy. Let's see what the other one is. Yeah, the flares or clusters are the heavier lashes. Um, and you can see the difference. They look like pre-made fans, but they're not. They're thick. They stick to several of the lashes. You can't isolate. If you do a full set, you can do them in like 20 or 30 minutes, but when they need to come back, they need to take them all off. You need to use glue remover, take them all off, and replace the lashes. Like you can't fill them because they come off and there's the whole, chunk missing. All right, so then let's see. I think we're pretty much done. This is our steps. So we'll come back to this, or maybe we'll just talk through it. Hold on here. Yeah, so I've done a little list for you, and maybe I will take a screenshot of that later and I'll send it to you girls. But here's your steps, to sanitize your work area, tools, and your hands. And finally, people are starting to pay attention to that due to the coronavirus. I don't think most of the girls that I've trained have gone to lash stylists and nobody sanitized, nobody practiced any of these things. So, number one, you watch the video where it shows you how to make up your barbicide, your germicide. You have it, pre-mix it. You should do it in a spray bottle. Make sure that it's labeled if it doesn't have a label like that. And you can mix it up ahead to sanitize your tables, your lamps, all porous, non-porous surfaces. And then you have your tool tray, and that's really important that you sterilize your tweezers in between each person at least 10 minutes. Don't go longer than 20. It's not needed, and it's hard on your metal tools. And then wrap them up and put them in a towel or put them in a sterile bag. You can get those now on Amazon, the sterilizing pouches. That would be a good thing for you to get sometime, or a UV sterilizer, so that then your tools stay totally sanitized. And then you need to have hand gel at your table. And every time I turn away from my client and I touch something else, I use hand gel to sanitize my hands. If you grab your coffee in between while you're sitting there waiting for them or whatnot, you need to put it down and then sanitize your hands. If you sneeze, if you cough, if you get up and do anything, come sit down before you touch the client, sanitize your hands. All right, so that's really, really important. And then you saw the video to how to organize your setup area, and you see how mine is here. We'll talk about that. And then you have your client consultation forms. And I've posted the individual form without the watermark, so you can print out more of those. I'll show you that on the course site. And then you should have examples like on your phone, or get a digital picture frame, or print them out, whatever you want to use, to show people the different lashes that you have done and your improvement even, and the styles, and then how many lashes do they want? They won't know, but you can show them so you can reference exactly what you can do. And then once you've talked to them, you're going to have them then complete your forms, lie down. You're going to take before pictures. You're going to use a selfie light. Do you girls either have any of you have a selfie light?
No.
Have you seen? Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, I'll get up after
Those
maybe
little
and
rings?
show you. Yeah, the little ring. I have a ring light up here, right? Because that's really good. But yeah, the little ring that goes on your camera, because unless you are taking them in front of a LED circle light, you're going to have shadows around their eyes. It makes their eyes and their skin look nicer, softens it. It's like a filter almost. And it's really important to have one of those for your pictures. You can get them for 20 bucks on Amazon, 12, even 15, or Best Buy. So take the before picture. We're going to take it from right where I'm sitting here and not from above. So we're going to take it without their lashes done. So then I can see what their lashes look like beforehand. So you take that picture. Then we cover their hair because their hair kind of gets staticized to your arms and sticks to you. And it's usually dark, right? And you can't see if you drop lashes or glue. And, you know, so it's just safer to put on a hair cover, a hair net, or these little disposables. I also gave you some that kind of are like those kitchen nets, and they look kind of weird. You have to pull them apart. I'm not sure if I gave you those ones where it's all like, it looks like this one, but you actually have to pull it open so that it's like a hair covering. Those
I
are,
didn't get those.
yeah, you should have. I'm pretty sure I put them in everybody's kit, just like 4 of them or 2
You want me to
Where
put
would they be?
in the case.
in a little
In the
zip?
kit? In a zip lock?
It's in like a little plastic bag, like a sandwich bag.
I only got this in a sandwich bag.
You know what? I got the screen up. Hold on. Let me
Yeah,
just,
that's it.
yep. Yeah,
Like,
that's it. So take it out, and those are your hair covers. Yep.
no, these are my glue rings.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, they look
yeah.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to see. It
No,
looks
I
like
didn't.
this. I'll stick some in the mail to you.
I can
Sorry.
get some from my sister. She's a hairdresser.
Yeah, she might not have them. She'll have like the neck stretchy things. This is like this kind of stretchy headband. I'll
Okay.
send them to you. Sorry about that. I'm
That's
usually
okay.
pretty good. Or else maybe they are there somewhere or not.
I haven't seen anything, so.
Okay. Yeah, so cover their hair, but take it off when you take pictures, of course, right? And then when you take your picture, take it landscape. Don't take their whole head and nose because magnified noses don't look really great. So kind of do it this way. Then when we put it in the Pic Collage app or the collaging app, we're gonna spread it with our fingers so that it cuts off and shows only their eyes anyways. But it's just easier than taking a portrait with your iPhone because then you've got all that to spread out. And I can't see very good if it's too far away or whatnot. Okay. So then let's see here. What else? The next step. Let me just share the screen again. So yep. So then we're going to cleanse if she has eye makeup on. If she doesn't, you don't need to do the foaming eyelash wash. Sometimes it's good to save your time and do a foaming lash wash when she comes back for fills. If she's got makeup in her lashes like shadow and whatnot, then you have the foaming lash wash to use. And it's oil free. She can't use oily makeup remover. So it's important your little consultation form explains that, and then you can make an aftercare form. I've got like an example there for you. But we're definitely do prime her lashes, and then we're going to cover her bottom lashes. So let's just talk through it and then we'll do it. And then we're going to lash map her out. Decide your plan and design for her lash lengths, depending on her type of eye. Most people do good with inner corner at 8 millimeter. Then we go to 10, 11, 12, and 13. Some want different, so you have the lash maps in your manual, and we'll talk more about that after, you get to that point in another class. But the lash mapping, you can see I've just put the stickers on my model, but when you're actually doing a real person, you're going to use the hydrogel patch, and you have a pair of them in. The narrower piece goes in the middle towards their nose so that it protects their skin from all that tape, and just feels nice. It has like the hydrogel and collagen. It's just moisturizing. And then you can just draw on them. You don't have to use these stickers. That's why I don't give you a whole lot of those. And you can just draw out your lengths and put in the size, the lengths that you're going to use. Okay. But just for practicing, you don't need to waste these on your mannequin. And it won't stick as well, whereas these little stickers pads are the best for the plastic faces. Okay, so lash map is decide your plan, and I do have lots of examples of the different types of eyes, the different shapes, and which styles look best. So reference that and take notes and start looking at everybody's eyes and seeing. The basics of it is, so cat eye means that it gets longer all towards the outer, the inner to the outer gets longest, and then kind of dips down. My liner is a cat eye, but my lashes are all pretty much all 14s out here. So they don't get longer like to 15 because then they droop. So you can't put that on somebody that's got a hooded eye that droops already because it's going to like pull them down. So you would do longest in the middle and then a little bit shorter at the outer corner. Or else all the same length is good too. That's an easy way just to do people foolproof. But depends if they have a big eye, if they have young eyes, big eyes, lots of space, then you can do the cat eye. But I wouldn't recommend it for, the average older client unless they're glamour girls, right? But people do like it. They like that look. Okay, so then we're going to pull off the rows that we're going to use. So I'm going to show you, we'll do that together and how to place them. Then we're going to shake the glue for 2 minutes. So today we'll just use the classic glue. We won't use the large one, so it'll be the smaller one that we'll use, not the volume. And it'll say on the back that it's like a 3-second glue, whereas the volume one is in my pink lid and it's 1-second glue. Okay, so while you're learning, you need 3 to 4-second glue. And then we're going to fix the glue ring, and we're going to show you how to use that. We don't just pour the glue in it, we tape it with a couple layers of the lash tape because it helps it to stay in a bead and not run out. And then we're isolate and separate, and that's what we're going to practice today, now, soon here. And then we're going to check every 3 minutes that her lashes are not glued anywhere. To the bottom, we're going to lift a bit. We've already told her she never opens her eyes, but you can just kind of like pull her lid to see and make sure that she's not glued to the paper, to the pad, or to her little lashes. So that's why we cover her bottom lashes so that they're not going to get stuck, because they will get stuck and nothing's worse than that happening. So every 3 minutes I check. That's the most important thing when you're doing models. And even on the mannequin, they kind of stick to the paper, but you can lift them and you'll see where you need to lift them off. So you're going to check every 3 minutes that she's not glued, and you're going to keep on isolating and separating. And we use these little spoolie brushes to brush through and to lift and make sure that they're not clumped together. And I also do an isolation with my tweezers. So I'm making sure that she's lifted and that she is not stuck to the neighboring lashes. So I always do this. It's not enough just to use your mascara brush. You have to use tweezers, especially when they get really full, when you're almost done. Okay. Check. Okay, nano mist. So once she's all good and she's done, our last step before we have her open is to nano mist. It's a new technique because nanonized, like little tiny molecules like what you use in a facial, is not like water droplets. So we use this as a misting to cure the glue. It's not fan that cures the glue. It's not like air. It's humidity that cures the glue. So when you, let me just stop share this so you can see me here. Okay, whoops, nope, don't stop my video. I just want to show you up close. Pin my video. Okay, so with your nano mister, put mineral water, not mineral water because you don't want minerals left in it. Pure water or distilled is the best. I use distilled for all my machines because there's not the metals in it. So you put that in, you have to charge it ahead and charge it in between people. And like mine is dead right now, so it won't come on. And when I do, it will spray out a little fine mist. So it's humidity that dries your glue faster. So when it's really humid, Right now, this is at 46%, so it's pretty humid in our room because it's getting warm already. You might need to have a dehumidifier in your room just so that it's not too humid in the summer. But my glue works from 20% humidity to 80% humidity, so it's fine. The thing is, you might have to change it more often, like every 20 minutes instead of every hour, because it'll get stringy. All right, so the moisture in the room or around their eyes is what cures the glue. So that's why we used to say, when you go home, don't go and shower right away or take a hot shower or steam bath, because it's going to instantly crystallize the glue, because it takes like maybe 48 hours to cure on its own. And then what will happen is you'll have like white chunks, like salty chunks on the lashes. So now they've come out with these nano misters to use for curing the lashes, but we just do very fine, 10 seconds at the most, or like 3, let's say maybe 6 seconds at a distance. And then I use my fan dryer to dry it so there's no water droplets. So if you were really close and you see water droplets, like dry it, because you're going to get crystallized or white glue marks, okay? But the benefit of this is it will start to cure their lashes already, so they can go home and they don't have to be quite so worried. All right. The fan is great for anybody that tears, because they can't tear while you're working. So the light sometimes is very bright on their eyes. So this, they can even start to hold it if they're gonna tear, and they can like just blow on their eye and it will cool their eye. Because the glue does create a little bit of a heat sometimes. It's possible. They don't really feel the heat because it's not touching their skin, but it will make their eyes water if they're super sensitive. My glues don't really bother anybody's eyes, but just so you know, if that happens, just if they start to tear, just use the fan dryer. Don't blow it in their eyeball, but blow it on the top, and it just gets rid of the tears. That's the best invention, were these little electric fans. Okay, let's see here. Then let's look at our last couple of steps, and then we're going to practice. So that just talks you through the steps. Nano mist a bit for curing, and dry with the electric blowing fan. Okay, and then she doesn't have to go home and worry so much about getting them wet, because they're already kind of past that drying stage. Then we're going to carefully lift up, like maybe use the tweezers because it might be really stuck. And we're going to peel from the outer corner, hold her face, don't just rip them off, hold her face, and you might find that you lose a couple lashes because maybe they were stuck. And then remove them, and then give her a tissue, give her the fan blower, and you're going to take a picture before she gets up. So we're going to take a picture so that, see how these lashes here look much better. Is that too close probably? We're going to take a picture like that before she gets up. And these still aren't a full set. They're still missing. See how many we're missing in there? Okay, but just so you can see. So take your after picture closed from sitting down. Don't put the camera up close over top, because then I can't see the root. Otherwise, I'm going to make you like redo it, because I need to see the roots. So it's got to be from here, like right here, so that I can see what you're doing. Okay, let me just turn that off so you can see. So take your picture right from sitting down. Don't do it like this, because then it's going to catch only their tips, and I can't see if they're clumping, because I'm going to zoom in, and then I'll show you too. You'll be able to see it and critique your work. Okay, so one after picture, like closed, then get her up with the tissue and with the fan, you know, give her a bottle of water, whatever, let her open her eyes, brush her hair down, and then take a nice picture of her eyes open, like close up, like looking up or looking down, you know, take a few shots so that you can use one of those best ones for your collage. Okay. And let's see. Good. Any questions there?
I'm just fixing my table so I can better.
What? I can't hear you. Sorry.
I'm just
Too well.
lowering my table a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So what we're going to do then is just go through setting up and practicing. Okay, so you're going to need out also the, I know that we were out of the headbands, the magnetic trays, but you might be able to order those from me after. I have some coming in from the manufacturer. So you have a crystal tray, which I don't even have one. I have so many things that I don't use. I use these magnetic trays that are like what I can put my lashes on, and then they stick to the black headband because it's magnetic too, and I can move it. Or it comes, you can stick it onto the tin, and then I can store them in here. So when I'm all done, whoops, open it this way. When I'm all done, I just store them inside here. I can put these trays, and whatever you do, you are going to want to buy more of these trays, and I write on there what type of lash I have. Maybe over, if you're on the crystal one, you can do it on some tape and put these are D curl or these are C curl and these are 0.15, you know, so you don't mix them up with your volume, and then store them that way. So that's a little tip, just faster, or you could just take them off and put them away into, you know, the tray again. Either way, just depends on how often you're doing lashes.
So you
Okay.
take them off of there and you put them on the clear?
Yes, so you have to, let's use your C tray, your mixed ones is what we're going to use. And we're going to put practice lashes on the mannequin and these stickers underneath the lashes. So you might want to put the stickers on first on each eye, and then like right up to where the eyelid, like that groove is. And then we're going to put the practice lashes over top. We're just going to press them on, like kind of on the paper.
So put these on first?
Yeah. Put the paper on first, like it's kind of opposite because she doesn't have lashes, right? On a real person, you've got lashes already on there.